Hello everyone, I'm Video Game Hazard, back for some more Pokemon Fire Red. In the last episode, we drove Team Rocket out of Icefall Cave on 4 Island with the help of Lorelei of the Elite Four, and then went over to 5 Island to discover the location of the Team Rocket warehouse. Today, we're on 6 Island to hopefully find that second password that we need to actually go inside. And if we head into the Pokemon Center right here on 6 Island, we find Gary. Hey Andrew, how's your Pokedex filling up? It looks like it's impossible to get all the Pokemon by hanging around just these parts. Maybe there are Pokemon we don't know about somewhere far away. Well, if I can't do it, there's no way for you to get it done. I'm not going to get all desperate over this. I'll keep collecting Pokemon at my own pace while I train them. That's what I'll do, so there's no point staying here. I may as well leave for home. That's that then. Smell you later. Well, it sounds like we won't be seeing Gary again for a while. Do these guys have anything to say? You know of Pokemon that evolve upon trading, yes? But did you know that there are still others? Some Pokemon evolve only when traded while holding specific items. Yes, I talked about the trade evolutions for Scyther and Onix last time. There are still more that we have to go over, but I will talk about them as they become relevant. Anyway, 6 Island Town here doesn't have a whole lot to it, though I do want to mention the music that's playing because it is yet another remix from Pokemon Gold and Silver. And we're going to ignore the water path right now because I need to go behind here and get a hidden Lepaberry. Very cool. But this song, this is a remix of the theme from Violet City and Olivine City in Pokemon Gold and Silver, and also Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And this is 100% my favorite remix, and my favorite song in the Fire Red and Leaf Green soundtrack in general. I love it so much. You got a taste of it at the end of last episode and earlier in this one. But I just love that song so much. Anyway, actually, I forgot to do one thing in 6 Island Town, which is check the sign, which I always do. It's Fortune Island of Aged Wisdom. Fortune Island, yet again, a better name for the town. Or for the island, whatever. Ignoring that, let's battle this guy, I guess. What does this guy have in store? He's a juggler, Juggler Edward. He's sending out Voltorbs. I can't say I'm surprised. I thought I put... Oh. Okay. I thought I put Jeremy in the front, but I guess I didn't. I'll have to do that after this battle. But it's Jeremy who I want to fight this juggler. Because for the first time in a while, we're actually fighting a trainer that he doesn't have a severe disadvantage against. So let's just go for a slash on him. So let's do that. That's a one-shot. Very good. Not much experience, though. Can't say I'm surprised by that, though. I'm saying though a lot. Though. Though we are also having audio issues, because, I don't know. I still haven't figured that out. I thought I found a fix for that, but I guess I didn't. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. We're also gonna have to deal with paralysis, I guess. Wow, I'm just getting super unlucky today. Can we just fight through the paralysis long enough to take out this Voltorb? Oh, please, come on. I don't want to have to switch yet. I want Jeremy to actually be able to do something here. Please? Slash it, thank you. And we got a crit. Probably wasn't necessary, but I'll take it. Now you're sending out Electrode. I do not have Spike, my bomb diffuser, on me, but I guess Yokozuna can take care of this, I hope? Let's see. You're level 47. I shouldn't risk the Hyper Beam. Okay, never mind, you just went for a self-destruct. And that did less than half damage, so I'm fine. Works for me, I guess. You also have a Mr. Mime. That is good fodder for Shadow Ball, as we've seen before. Psychic did not do very much because of my high special defense. And let loose the Shadow Ball. It goes down in one hit. This guy's done. Very good. So Juggler Edward is dealt with. And I need to heal briefly. Alright, we're back. I decided to just go over to the Pokemon Center to heal since we were so close. But now we are on the water path. It leads to Ruin Valley. And that is the location that we need to go. Which leads down this way. There's also a hidden item here, a Pinup Berry. Very nice. Also nice to run into a level 50 Fearow, apparently. But what I wanted to say is that it's nice to hear the Lake of Rage music again, because it is a good song. There is a path that leads up this way, but I am not gonna bother with that right now, because we need to go to the Ruin Valley in the south. There are also a few hidden items around here, like the Pinup Berry before and the Aspear Berry here. I believe that's for healing Freeze. I always forget because I never have to use it. Tell me, where are the mountains around these parts? I mean, it seems like they're right there, dude. I mean, they're visible on the screen. They may be small, but they're there. Finally, some good fodder for Jeremy. Let's go straight for a Giga Drain. Oh wow, this Onix has Dragon Breath, which I didn't expect, but it also didn't do very much damage, so not a problem at all. And we can one-shot. Get a crit too. That was not necessary, Jeremy. But you know, as they say, there's no kill like overkill. Then he's got a Machoke. We're gonna Spore that. It's been a while since we've done Spore strats. Very helpful, but, you know, time-consuming. So I try not to do it all the time, but in moments like this, when we're facing off against an opponent that our moves are neutrally effective against, might as well put it to sleep and then fire the Sun Laser. Which didn't even kill, come on. Fine, we'll finish you off with a Slash. Get out of here. So that takes care of that guy. I lost my way while I was busy battling. I thought you said for a second, I lost my will. And I was like, your will to do what? Live? That would be kind of dark for a Pokemon game, actually. Even though there is occasionally dark stuff in it. Anyway, now we're here in the Ruin Valley. Very cool. I believe there's actually more that was on the water path down this way. Oh yes, there is water I could surf over. I was wondering where the items were that were in my notes because I didn't see them. Ah, yes, here we go. That is a Dragon Scale. That, I believe, just boosts the power of Dragon-type moves if you hold it. That might honestly be a good move to put on... actually, does that boost the power of Dragon-type moves? Okay, never mind. It does not actually increase the power of Dragon-type moves. But the more important thing is that it is yet another held item that you need for a certain evolution. Because if you give it to a Seadra and trade it, it will evolve into Kingdra, yet another Johto evolution for a Kanto Pokemon. Kingdra is a very good Pokemon, water and dragon type, only weak to dragon, well, at least at this point in the series. So it is very good in battle. I've used it before. It's a great Pokemon. I just wouldn't necessarily recommend using it in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Unless you really feel like using a Seadra throughout the main story and then evolving it in post-game if you have another copy of the game to trade between. Or, I guess, someone else who owns the game. But who has friends? No, surely not me. Also, why can't I flee from this Meowth? Fine. This Meowth wanted to play hard. I'll play hard. I'll drain your life. Get out of here. Ugh, that's annoying. As we can see here, we have a strength puzzle. We love those. So let me see if I can figure this out correctly. We gotta do that. There we go. I do not want to interact with the boulder again. I want the Sunstone, which is another evolution item. Thankfully, not one that has to be attached to a Pokemon and then have that Pokemon traded over. But it is an evolution stone. Oh, here's actually a new Pokemon. We'll have to talk about the Sunstone in a second. This is Wobbuffet. If you've seen the Pokemon anime, I'm sure you know who Wobbuffet is. Wobbuffet! I love imitating its cry whenever it appears on screen. Wobbuffet is a very unique Pokemon. It has high HP, and, much like its appearance, is a literal punching bag that cannot attack you directly. Its only moves are Counter, which counters physical moves, Mirror Coat, which counters special moves, both of which damage the opponent back with half of the damage, or sorry, double the damage dealt to it. And it also has the moves, I'm actually forgetting. Yes, Safeguard, which just prevents inflicting status ailments, and Destiny Bond, which I believe we saw back in the Saffron Gym, where if you KO it after it uses it, it'll bring you down with it. So yeah, Wobbuffet is very complicated to deal with, but not a Pokemon I would recommend using. That being said, there are some other Pokemon that we can find here in the Ruined Valley. Not you again, Wobbuffet. I don't need to talk about you anymore. Oh, great. This is the fun thing about the other fun thing about Wobbuffet. It has the ability Shadow Tag, which prevents you from leaving battle. I do not like this thing at all. I'm putting you to sleep, and then we're doing something to kill you. I don't know. Okay. After that very annoying forced battle with a Wobbuffet, I can finally talk about the Sunstone. That is an evolution stone, which can evolve the Pokemon Sunkern into Sunflora, is another Johto species that we have not seen yet. It can also, however, evolve Gloom into a split evolution. Because instead of using the Leaf Stone to evolve it into, into Vileplume, you also have the option of using a Sunstone to evolve it into Blossom, which is the alternate evolution. Though I would not recommend using Blossom as it drops the poison type to become a pure grass type. Not very worth it in my opinion. That noise you just heard was the cry for Wooper. I love Wooper so much, but we will not be catching it. Now that I've actually talked about Wobbuffet and the Sunstone, we can talk about the other new Pokemon that you can find here, namely Natu. Well, actually there's two, but Natu is the first one. It is a Psychic and Flying type. It does evolve into another Pokemon called Xatu. I don't know if we'll come across that, but it is a decent Pokemon. Though, like with basically all of these Johto Pokemon in the Sevi Islands, I would not recommend using them in this game. They're better used in their native region of Johto, in my humble opinion. The other new Pokemon here that you can find is a Yanma, a Bug and Flying type, which does not evolve in this game, but does get an evolution in a later game. And I would much rather recommend you use it there as opposed to here or even in the original Gold and Silver where it came from. But I believe that is all of the new Pokemon here. This Kangaskhan is very annoying, just constantly using Endure, when I'm pretty sure I got it to 1 HP. Ha! It failed that time! Get out of here! You were so annoying, Kangaskhan. At least you're finally out of the way. You don't need to be so pushy. I'll be happy to tell you. I don't even know what you wanted to tell me. The door to the ruins, it has these strange patterns engraved on the outside. I don't know what they mean, though. Thanks, you're a lot of help. But where is that? Actually, we skipped something up there. Let's head back up there. And also get interrupted by repels running out. We have another hiker to fight. I'll probably fight you off screen. A battle with you so high up. Not really. Oh, never mind. I am not showing this. I am not cutting this battle because this is a new Pokemon, Sudowoodo, a pure rock type from the Johto region. Actually, I want to say this is the only pure rock Pokemon in the game in general. Actually, no, there might be another. I don't want to commit to saying that. But Sudowoodo here does not evolve. It is a decent Pokemon, though. It's, not quite as strong as other Pokemon that don't evolve, like Snorlax or Lapras, but it is decent in its own right, and it gets access to some interesting moves. But for now, it's just gonna faint by the power of the sun. Oh, the heartbreak of losing so easily to you. And so high up, even though we're not actually that high up. Whatever, we can push these boulders out of the way and collect a full restore. So that's very cool. Then we can go back down here, where I accidentally ran off to too early. And we can... Wow, this is a long, winding path. Okay, I can probably cut from the episode. As expected, Ruinamaniac Stanley here did not have much of note, just 2 Gravelers and an Onix. But with him out of the way... Oh great, there's another guy there. I don't know why I bothered checking my party, but whatever, let's fight this guy. I'm curious, what compelled you to come here? Reasons! Oh, you are someone I want to show on screen, because this guy has Golem, the evolution of Graveler, who I think I've mentioned before is a trait evolution. No item necessary for it, but it does have rollout, which is super effective on Jeremy. But I think I should get off the Solar Beam before it can do too much damage to me. I'm kind of surprised it took this long to see a Golem. I mean, we saw Gengar, Machamp, and Alakazam, all the other trait evolutions of Kanto in the main story, but we did not see Golem until now. Odd, but whatever. It's been so long since I last battled my instincts are off. Gosh, I started reading that line and I thought to myself, it's been so long since I last have seen my son lost to this monster, to the man behind the slaughter. I've got teenager FNAF brain. Whatever. Fight this guy. It's been said that there are mysterious stones on this island. I suspect it has something to do with the ruins here. Gee, you think? Oh, interesting. Yeah, what a real interesting battle with your 2 Machoke. Nothing we haven't seen before. Anyway, I believe... Oh, this leads back to the starting area, if you want a shortcut back. But, here we reach... okay, I thought I could read those, but I guess not. The door doesn't budge. Hold on. I thought it said something else. No, I guess not. The door doesn't budge at all. Check it more thoroughly? Yes. On closer inspection, there are several dots on the door. That says, if I can remember my handy-dandy Braille knowledge, that says cut. So, let's go ahead and cut. Cut the door. And sure enough, the door opens. But before I head inside, is there anything up here? No, there isn't. Okay, we're good. Let's head inside. And here we have the dotted hole, which does not have any items to my knowledge, but instead has plenty of Braille for us to read. So have fun with that. Anyway, let's jump down this hole. I also don't believe there are any Pokemon here. But if we read this panel, we want to go up. So let's fall into this hole up here. This panel says left, so we're gonna go left. This one says right, so we go and fall into the right hole. And then this plaque says down, so we're gonna go down. And that leads us to this room, where we have yet another plaque of Braille. Let the 2 glittering stones, they're stones, 1 in red, 1 in blue. Connect the past two friends sharing power open a window to a new world that glows. The next world awaits for you. Again, a very cryptic message. But here, we can collect the sapphire. Who would have guessed? Oh, wow, this scientist just came falling in here. I guessed you're right. I was right in tailing you. I knew that there was a sapphire here, so it belongs to me. I'll sell it to Team Rocket for serious money. Don't glare at me like that. If you want it back, why don't you go get it after I sell it? I'll even tell you one of the passwords to Team Rocket's warehouse. You're an idiot, but okay. The warehouse password I know is yes, nah, chancy. I'm done. Don't think badly of me. I will immediately think badly of you. Also, let's head up this weirdly, different looking ladder. And now let's leave the dotted hole. We don't need to be here anymore. And there's the exit. I couldn't actually see it because it blended in with the wall. So now, we're gonna have to head back to 5 Island. No, that's 7 Island. Where... Dang it, I'm not gonna be able to do that from here. Fine, I'll meet you guys back at 5 Island. Now that we're back here on 5 Island, we can head back over to the Rocket Warehouse here in 5 Isle Meadow. And by heading around this corner, we can finally put in that second password. Andrew entered 2 passwords. Goldini log, yes, nah, chancy. The warehouse's door opened. But I think we've done enough for today. So, on the next episode of Pokemon Fire Red, we're gonna take on Team Rocket's warehouse on 5 Island. See you guys then.